I'm Dr. Zach Molland.
And I'm Dr. Liz Molland.
And this is our chiropractic story. Our chiropractic story actually started the first day of chiropractic school. I walked into an auditorium of 150 students, and little did I know when I picked my seat, I chose one next to my future wife. Our professor said, get used to the seats you're sitting in because you're going to be sitting in them for the next 3.5 years, and I couldn't have chose mine better. Over the years, of course, our friendship grew quite a bit closer, and actually one of my favorite hobbies began to be watching Liz play rugby for the school's team. Over those years, she ended up having quite a few concussions, and in the very last game I got to watch her play was the most traumatic concussion of her career.
Unfortunately, I have had a lot of concussions throughout my life. This one was by far the worst. I was kicked under the chin with a cleat, and then the back of my head hit another girl's knee, and I was completely knocked unconscious. In the weeks following, the symptoms just continued. I started with migraines and headaches, then neck pain. I was getting vertigo, I was vomiting, the brain fog was really bad, and I wasn't sleeping at all. This was right in the middle of Part 4 boards coming up. We had a lot going on, and I was just not feeling myself, really suffering. So I tried everything. I saw chiropractors, all the staff doctors were adjusting me. I was in the PT clinic almost daily. I went medical route, I was trying different medications. Nothing was really budging my symptoms. And I was actually starting to lose hope that I would ever be myself again.
The hardest part for me through this initial journey was watching my best friend suffer so much. But there was one thing I knew she hadn't tried yet, and that was upper cervical care. My doctor growing up was an upper cervical chiropractor, so one day I convinced her to get in the car and drive to Wisconsin so that we could visit an upper cervical chiropractor.
Yes, and I was a complete skeptic. I remember thinking I have so many symptoms going on, not just in the upper head and neck, but in my low back. I said, there's no way you're gonna adjust my atlas and make me feel better. But obviously he's very good looking, so I went along with this, and we drove up there, and I'll never forget that morning shadowing the doctor before I got my first correction. My whole love of chiropractic was reignited. I saw patients coming in and not needing to be adjusted because they were holding their alignment and their adjustment from prior visits. This was completely foreign. We were in student clinic at the time. Basically every time a patient came in, they were adjusted. So that was new to me. And then I also remember patients coming in every month, every 2 months, maybe 3 months, feeling fantastic. And that's really also very different from what we were used to with frequency of care. So I had this kind of reignited passion, and I was blown away by upper cervical before I was even corrected by Dr. Zach.
Under the guidance of our mentor, we took some upper cervical x-rays of Liz's head and her neck so we could take measurements of her x-ray. And lo and behold, it did actually show a severe upper cervical misalignment, which was the reason her body was not healing and getting better on its own. So again, through his guidance, we gave her her first NUCCA correction and took a post x-ray afterwards, and sure enough, we could see that that misalignment had been corrected. And over the first 3 days, it was really interesting to see. Number one, she was sleeping for extreme amounts of time. Actually, I think about 18 hours
the first night.
The first day, which was pretty crazy. And when she started to come out of this, it was like the veil had been lifted. You could tell the brain fog was gone, the pressure in her head was gone, her neck and back were feeling better. She was no longer dizzy anymore. And the really beautiful thing was we could see the hope coming back into her eyes, and it was amazing to start to see the Liz that I knew from school coming back to me. And after that weekend, we got Liz adjusted for the first time. We returned back to school.
Yeah, we both crushed our Part 4 boards. We both graduated with high honors, and I was back to being myself again.
And at that time, we were graduating, so we had to decide where we were gonna go and what we were gonna do.
Yeah.
So Liz had the idea of us sitting in the car, looking over the sunset, and she said, on 3, let's each say where we wanna go.
So I said 1, 2, 3, and I yelled Wisconsin, and he yelled New Jersey.
And I did win that battle, and we ended up coming back to beautiful Monmouth County, opened up our practice, and it has been an amazing journey ever since, changing lives with this amazing work that has the potential to help people in a way that so few things do.
And one thing that's really special, not that I would ever want to go through those head injuries again, but a lot of our patients come in little to no hope, have already seen many doctors, tried many things. They're usually a little bit skeptical, just like I was. And it's really, really nice having been through that because I can look them in the eye and say, I know exactly how you feel and you're in the right place.
Molland Spinal Care isn't just a clinic. It's a testament to the power of love and the miracles that can happen when skill meets compassion. Every day, we're honored to witness the unfolding of new chapters in our patients' stories of healing and hope.
To everyone still searching for answers, your journey to wellness begins here, and we're ready to walk it with you. It's time for you to start living the life that you love.